Toys are on the brain and Christmas is coming. And what we want to do as Charlotte Mason educators is offer our children a rich Christmas experience that doesn't break the bank, but also points them back toward the truth, goodness, and beauty we are cultivating in our homes through the books that we're reading and through all the nature we're exploring. So, today, this is your gift guide. I am sharing with you some principles that will help you as you make some decisions about what you're going to buy. I will leave a list of some types of things that go in these different categories. So, having principles really helps us stay focused and not get distracted by all the stress. And what we want is to show love to our children. We don't want to just be consumed with a list of tasks and, just checking boxes and, okay, I just ordered all that stuff on Amazon. Shoot, now I'm done. We want it to be more relational than that. We want to live a little bit more deeply with our kids. So what I have done is I went through, I found a friend of mine showed me that Ambleside Online actually has a link to an old Parents Review article about toys and books and how to outfit a child with proper toys. And when they talk about it, this article, and I'm going to link to it in the description so you can read it for yourself. But what she basically is telling us is that toys come in two categories. They're either finite or they're suggestive. So a finite toy is something that, like an Elsa doll or some type of toy that is very a specific thing, or you can only do one thing with it. It doesn't allow a child to have that free play experience. A suggestive toy will allow a child to play with thousands upon thousands of different ways with one toy. Take, for instance, a play scarf. We have gotten lots of different play scarves, and I will link to the types that I love below. And my kids will turn them into a cape. They will make a baby blanket out of it. They will add it as stuffing to their little basket that they're carrying around to cover something with. They will put it on the floor and it becomes the ocean. They will wrap it around their arm and now it's a bandage for the wounded. See what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different ways, and I didn't even name half of them, that a play silk or play scarf can really add to fun. And what that is it a suggestive toy. Another toy in this category would be building blocks, just plain wooden blocks. And my kids, all the way up to the 14-year-old, still play with blocks. Of course, they're playing with them in different ways. We had a little run here a few weeks ago where everyone was wanting them in their bedroom so that they could build whatever the thing was they were building. The boys were stacking them and then, making them fall down and watching which way they could make them fall, seeing how tall they could make them. They would set it up and then have the 2-year-old go over and knock it down. And, so we had that going on, but then we also had the girls, and they were building these elaborate structures. We were studying the 7 wonders of the ancient world. So they were like rebuilding some of these, like the Temple of Diana. Here's my temple with the little columns all around it. So those types of toys, you can just start to manipulate and change back and forth, and they just leave so much room for creativity. And that's what we want. That's the principle, is it allowing them to stay open. So the article that I'm referencing as well talked about sand, play sand, and clay, and it sounds like our school list that we are using, that we all spent all this time over the summer collecting all our school supplies, and now we're going to give them to them for Christmas. Why, yes, that is often what happens in the homeschool world, is that we end up giving our children Christmas gifts that also might be a sneaky way of giving them school supplies. But they're fun. It should be rich. It should be life-giving. So principle number 2 is we want to give them something to read. Now, I am going to go back to default to our lists, our book lists, our high and mighty book lists. Those will help us in this area. We want to give our children things to read, but We are the only ones who are the students of our child. You know what turns them on, what they're excited about, what they're learning, what they're deep in thought on all the time, what they're asking questions about. Christmas is such a great opportunity to feed their mind with additional books that will give them nourishment in those areas that they're hungry to learn on. A child who's obsessed over airplanes might want, we've got some really cool kind of the DK airplane, and they have just all of the different books. These are reference books. These are not necessarily novels, but you could get a beautifully illustrated book. Again, thinking of the child, thinking of something that would excite them and really inspire their imagination, not just, this is the next thing on the list, right? We want it to be relational. So principle number 3 is something that they need. It might be clothes. It might be something, just something special that would make them feel seen. So a new pair of shoes, a new jacket, a new sweater, something that, again, maybe it's in their favorite color. Maybe it is something that is like dad, like if it's for a boy, this is just like dad's. Now you have one that can match him. So kind of these rite of passage clothes can be really fun for Christmas as something special set apart. A lot of times we love to do pajamas. We will probably do pajamas for St. Nicholas Day, December 6th, because that's such a fun holiday. Well, that is all for your Charlotte Mason gift guide. I hope that you were inspired. I hope that you were not overwhelmed. It is a wonderful time of year to be able to live a full life with our kids, baking cookies, buying them things that we know would bless them. Of course, after all, moms are the Santa Claus of the home. So I know that it can become a lot. But just keep the principles at your forefront as you are thinking about outfitting your home for Christmas. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.